I've been interested in and loved my music throughout my life. With the early Castilians, my parents were really objected to my playing, but when the band director at Lincoln said, "Go ahead as long as you're there, we're with us Friday nights for basketball games, take the job." So I started with the Castilians, jobbing throughout Wisconsin. Then on to Ripon College, and I studied with a Dr. Weed, who was out of Eastman, who after 1 year said, "You don't belong here. I want you to transfer to DePaul University in Chicago and study with a man named Reynolds Schulke, who at that time was in the Chicago Symphony." And so then the audition took place, and Dr. Schulke introduced me to Eldon Benge, who built the first professional horn, and that made my life. And I traveled, played with the university. After that, I introduced myself to the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, where there was a local symphony called Central Wisconsin Symphony Orchestra. And with that, in 17 years, we are where we are now, just playing for pleasure and playing with the guys that we put together to take care of our waning years when we really have nothing more to do than just play and enjoy ourselves. Well, take us up to today when about 2.5 years ago, I received a telephone call from the Central Wisconsin Cultural Center manager who said, you're going to love this, but we have a piano player walked in from the city and had moved up here from Chicago. And I drove over to the center and introduced myself and found out he was probably as familiar with Chicago as I was, having grown up there. He grew up there, and I grew up in Central Wisconsin, but I had spent 4 years at DePaul in Chicago. So we've had a love affair that continues on. I thought, well, let's get this combo together, and by calling Kubishak, an old friend, and our mutual friend, because we had worked together at Spelt Music, and then knowing that Cecil Leverton was still playing bass fiddle, because I had asked him to come into City Band before Don Cheeseborough, the current director at that time, needed bass. He needed more foundation in the band. And Cecil joined us. So now we have a quartet. We call it Four on the Floor because we're just about as ready to start over as we are in the beginning life. With Four on the Floor, we had to find music, and fortunately, none of the music that I had collected over the years had been thrown out. So I found the old fake books from 1940, 46, 48, 49, and with Pete, we were able to put together a book that enables us to play music from as early as the World War I throughout today's hop and bop and the Dizzy Gillespie series and Charlie Parker. We have music that takes us with current fake books all the way through today's blues, songs and ballads.